You're involved in an organization, at least I'm not sure if you still are, but you can bring us up to date, called One Voice. Is that correct? And it has to do with encouraging moderate voices on the Israeli-Palestinian issue. Is
Yes.
that correct, Tess?
There's something that's easy, right? One Voice is an organization that was started by a friend of mine named Daniel Lubetsky and his partners. I met Danny, I guess, in 96, 97. Um, Danny had started a company called Peaceworks, which was an organization that took products from either countries or peoples that were in dispute and took one from column A and one from column B and made a new product and said, now you're in business together. And it was really interesting, and it's still, the company is still out there and just does wonderful things. Danny is the founder of the Kind bars that you may see at Starbucks and places like that. And,
Oh, no
and the
kidding.
same philosophy is behind Kind. Kind has this whole, we're going to save the world underpinning behind it. But Danny spent a lot of time in the Middle East, and he realized that the vast majority of people there, on both sides, Palestinians and Israelis, were actually pretty moderate, but that the leadership or the noisemakers were the extremes, and that the lack of finding a two-state solution was because the moderates were not engaged. And he and his partners came up with this program and system to engage the people themselves in the resolution of the conflict, to actually vote on planks of a two-state resolution platform. And that's how I met him. And I got pulled in really by his Arab partner, who was a wonderful guy, Mohammed Dawarsha, who was an Israeli Arab, and told this again. Once you're a father, they get you through that. And Mohammed told a story about how his son had come to him. His son was about 10 years old at the time I met him, and said, "Daddy, remember when I started to play soccer and I was terrible and everybody thought I should quit, and I told you I'd be the captain of the soccer team, and and I made it." And he said, "Yes, you did. I was very proud of you." And he said, "Remember, I was not doing well in school, and I said, 'Dad, I'm going to be number one in my class,' and I became top student in my class." He said, "Yes." He said, "Dad, I'm going to be a martyr." And then this father said, "I need your help to make him not keep this promise." And so, I went right up and said, "I don't know what I can do for you, but, whatever it is." So under their auspices, I've gone over there a number of times. They use celebrities really well. They don't, I mean, the management of the company will ask us our opinions on things for as much as they're valuable, but the real value and strength comes from the Israelis and the Palestinians themselves, who are willing to engage and have this dialogue and look for this resolution. And they use celebrities really to focus the media, to bring them in and go, "Okay, thanks for coming. Now talk to these guys." So I feel very clean about being able to represent them in that way. But I was just there with them last October. The Middle East is always, if you're lucky, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and there's incredible suffering going on over there. We've seen places through them that most people would not get to go. It's very hard for an American Jew to get into certain parts of Palestine, and I've been there, and those people open up their hearts to us, and you hear their story, and yeah, there's anger and there's resentment, but there's suffering, and that's the thing you relate to. And same thing with the Israelis. We went to a town called Siderot, that's as close to Gaza as you can get and be on the Israeli side, and they get missiles lobbed at them 300 times a year. There's a siren that goes off. When that siren goes off, you have 10 seconds to get to shelter. I mean, it's an
Wow. Did
amazing
it go off while you were there?
situation. No, but the whole city suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome. They have to be treated. Most of them are under medication. I mean, it's horrifying situations. And the truth is, from my limited perspective, both sides want the same things. They all want the resolution. The ability to make the peace is actually sitting there. They just don't have the communicators to do it. There's the leadership on both sides is a failure, and they're not getting the international support to push the leadership. And what happens is now the moderates don't believe that they have anybody to talk to on the other side. So the whole thing's in a disarray. But anyway, it's I love the region, and I think if we could settle, amazingly, because we're talking about something the size of a postage stamp on the map, but if we could settle it, the world would change in a significant way, and it should be our number one foreign policy focus, and who knows, maybe it will be.